Welcome to Not Just A Guy, the show for struggling storytellers. I'm your host, Not Just A Guy, the guy, Garrett Briones, joined by my co-host, Emily Briones. Emily?
Hi.
We totally didn't have to redo that because someone forgot how we start these. Don't make me laugh. I can't. I literally.
I'm sorry.
I physically can't laugh.
We're doing this post-dental
Yes, I had
work.
a minor procedure.
He's okay.
Not dental work. It was a
Dental procedure.
Yeah, but it wasn't like I didn't get like veneers or something like that. It's just
you didn't give in to the Hollywood culture.
no,
of
I
having
didn't
big
have
old
all my
veneers.
teeth removed and put bars of soap in there.
No,
That's my favorite way the veneers have ever been described. John Cena called Roman Reigns as that. He called him big bars of soap one time.
They do kind of look like little soap.
It's a little more of a low key episode. I do have stitches in my mouth, so we wanted to make sure we got an episode in. We don't want to take more time off than we have, but I waited till I was able to speak again. We're happy to be back. We hope people are enjoying us being back. Numbers seem pretty okay. So
yeah.
We're obviously we're not bringing in millions of views or listens, but we're happy with whatever we get. Yeah, we're happy with anything. Anybody that takes their time to listen, we appreciate.
And now it's my podcast. It's the Yapcast.
Well,
with the girl.
you're gonna do a little more yapping, and I'm gonna take a little seat back. But I did want to say, Patreon is, we got that launched. Yeah. We have our first member, Julian Dagnino,
wow.
Who will be on the show sooner than later. I'm gonna keep holding that. Oh, Julian. I'm gonna keep hanging that carrot in front of him. Because I keep telling him he's going to be on. He will be on. It's just I'm lazy and I'm busy.
And have stitches in your mouth.
I do have many a stitch in my mouth, and I've barely gone. In the last few days, I've only gone to the post office. That's all I've gone to. I was too tired to go to the movies. And I'm also, this will date this episode, but I'm also dealing with emotional duress from finding out that Steven Soderbergh and Adam Driver were pitching a Hunt for Ben Solo film.
Lost dream.
And that took, if I didn't already have so much time off from work, I probably would take like a mental health day as well, for just because that ruined me. That's why I'm going to be quiet this episode. I'm going to be contemplating. I'm going to be staring out the window, just thinking. I'm going to listen to everything Emily's saying, but I'm also just going to be staring out the window and just pondering.
It's like what's the one? It was like a Vine where it was like, who do you think the prettiest girl in school is? And he's like, the Epcot ball, and he's like, well, I think it's Jessica, and he's like, Epcot, but for you it's gonna be Soderbergh.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, look, I've talked about on this show that I'm a newbie to Soderbergh. I've been trying to catch up on his filmography, but he made two of the more memorable movies I've seen this year. We saw Presents together, and I saw Black Bag. I think you would like Black Bag. I really like that one.
Which one is this?
It's Michael Fassbender. It's
no. Which one was Presents?
The one with the ghost.
Oh yeah. That was good.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot what it was called. I just call it the spooky ghosty movie.
Yeah, he had two movies come out this year.
Wow, I forgot how good that was.
Anyways,
Shout out Soderbergh.
Yeah.
Don't.
We could have had it all. I'm gonna rip my stitches out crying. But yes, we do have a Patreon. It's only $2. There's only $2 tier at the moment. You get the episodes early. And we're also open to suggestions of like what kind of stuff people would want. The plan is when we do have, for example, like an episode with Julian. Oh, Julian. When we have him on, for example. It would be different than how we've done guest episodes in the past, where I'll go out in the field or over Zoom, and it'll be me, cub reporter Garrett, reporting in with these people, these exclusive sit downs. So, like for example, we would do our little thing, whatever this is right here, for 10, 20 minutes.
Shtick.
Then we would throw to, let's say, 20, 30 minutes of me speaking with a creative.
We can throw to Garrett in the studio.
Pretty much, and then we come back and it's us, or we end with that, either or, whatever. That would just be on the main episode. I always want to make sure we're spotlighting other creatives, other storytellers. That would be, like I said, 20 30 minutes. But on the Patreon, we would have the full conversation. So if Julian and I go, and I go 40, 50 an hour, talking about, his time being an assistant to a professional wrestler. I won't say the name of who yet, but I'll let him tell that on the episode.
Or his amoeba excursions.
Or he and I might have a whole 15, 20, 30-minute sidebar about physical media. I don't know.
You guys should just have a whole podcast dedicated to talking about amoeba.
First off, don't give him any ideas.
Like episode, not the podcast itself, but like an episode.
So like, yeah, that whole conversation, however long it actually goes, because we're gonna put the best stuff that really highlights Julian. Oh, Julian. We're gonna really put that out there in the public episodes. But then yeah, we'll have a whole thing where it's just the entire uncut raw footage and file of just he and I talking. So if we go an hour and 30 talking about John Carpenter,
you can get that.
Then you can get that on the Patreon
for a measly $2.
And eventually we'll probably have another tier once we get Crusades of the Nexus and our other stuff going. That tier would be where stuff like short films and those things, not short films would maybe be on there first, but like Crusades of the Nexus, that would be a way. We're kind of working on 2 versions of releasing it. There will be one that is released weekly to the public, and then there's one that will be like one big old
smorgasbord.
It'll like drop all one day. It'll be like you can binge it if you want. You got the whole thing, and you get it before the public. We're working on that. We're still working on Crusades. Crusades is this is where I'll talk about my portion before I hand over the baton to Emily. I'll still interject, but I gotta let I don't want to rip the stitches, yapping. I'm in an interesting place. Not only just because I've been sitting on my butt for like 4 days, but my creative stuff is very much on a hold. It's still waiting on one person. He knows who he is to get that audio in.
Actually, there's a couple.
Well, but there's one.
Like for the main,
I'm talking about main cast.
Yeah.
There's one fella. He knows who he doesn't listen to the show, so it doesn't matter. But he knows who he is. And I actually need to text him and say, hey, man, I was told you were going to get me that by the time of your birthday. His birthday passed. It doesn't matter that I almost forgot it. That doesn't matter. None of this is relevant. This is getting too personal. Besides that, it's just like, I've been writing. I mean, I still write. Actually, today I just started a new script. I wrote the opening crawl and I wrote the prologue for it, But it's an interesting thing where it's like I've written much more. I've written way more than anything has been released. I have not released anything. I guess if you want to count my Daredevil video earlier in the year, but
and Undy.
Yeah, but Undy. Well, technically, Undy isn't out to the public, and Undy, the new version, still isn't out yet.
Well, yeah, but I just mean like they.
No, but also Undy was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
We're closer to it being 5 years for Undy than 4 years.
Jeez.
But and I've been working on Crusades since 2022, and it's probably not going to come out till probably 2026 at this point. But I'm trying to get into a zen place about it. I know it's very hard. I've talked about this 100 times on here, but it is difficult to not want to compare yourself. But I am getting excited about people are excited. The people that work on it are still very excited. I'm probably gonna start sending out scripts for the next thing that I need people to record, just so we can kind of keep that process going and see if people are still wanting to continue on. But yeah, I'm in a very interesting spot where I'm just kind of sort of not sitting on my hands because, like I said, I'm still writing. But I am getting antsy. I think it's okay to get antsy, and I think that's just a part of being human. But I am definitely wanting to get stuff out there. Not even from the idea of like people are going to forget me. People are I need to get my name out there. It's just like I have these things, and I really want to share them with the world. Yeah. I'm not saying that these things are gonna cure world hunger and make people encounter like what it feels like to be in Shambhala. Like Shambhala.
What is Shambhala?
It's like it's a thing. It's like a place. It's like
It is?
Yeah, it's like a thing.
It's like
a plate. Like
I feel like you just made that up on the spot.
We're gonna pull this up. We're gonna pull this up. Okay.
That sounds like a made up thing or like a really good Mediterranean dish.
This is the first time we've ever had to bring up Shambhala. Well, this is the first time I've ever had to search something to give an idea. It's a spiritual kingdom in Tibetan Buddhist tradition.
Oh.
Yes, it's like Shambhala. I wanted to make sure I got
so
like
it's Buddhist heaven.
Kind of, I guess. Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
I wouldn't necessarily call it that, but it's
like
just like
the equivalent of like what
it's just like a very like
or like a Nirvana.
I'm saying this isn't gonna usher in it's not gonna open up the pearly gates. It's not going to, like I said, cure world hunger. It's not going to. People aren't going to levitate. But I think it's going to. I think there's an audience for it. I think all of us that have worked on it. I'm a little biased because I'm the creator, but from how other people have responded to it, it is, I think we're all passionate about it. I think we've all put in a lot into it. And, we're treating, even though it's just an audio drama and we chose this medium, it was kind of suggested to us by Johnny Rome. Shout out Johnny Rome. We're treating it like this is a big, this is a HBO or Netflix or Hulu multi-million-dollar TV series or where I see it going, we're treating it as if we've been handed the keys to like a film trilogy, like with millions of dollars behind it. Like that's what we're treating it as. It's why I write.
It's why you write like it is.
Well, I write like it is, but I write like a scene or at least 5 pages every day on it, or Monday to Friday. I take the weekends off. I just keep doing it, because it's something we believe in. It's something we want to keep doing, and it's something we want to get to people. So it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of evolved where it's no longer like, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I need it to get out there, because it's like, I need to be remembered or I need to be known, I guess, in my case. For me, it's more just like, I just really want to get it to people because, like, we really care about it. And I think that I'm not even talking about the writing or the directing, which obviously I've done most of. I say most because obviously there are some instances where some people have.
Yeah.
I've given a lot of people a lot of free reign to play. I'm not even talking about those. I'm not even talking about my spectacular audio performances as many characters. I'm more so talking about, like, I think there's some really great audio, performances that people have given. And I really want people to hear those and, use those people in other things and see what I see in them. Because a lot of them either they've never done an audio thing before. They didn't see themselves as that kind of character or things like that. But I'm just trying to learn and live with that. And so now we throw to you. Oh. You are the main topic of the episode. So in the last episode, we talked about how you got a new job, full-on editor now. So now you're a few weeks into this said job.
Yeah.
And now,
actually, I think it's a month almost.
Yeah, it's been about a month. Yeah. I mean, because not to get too behind the scenes, but I mean, it was when we recorded, it was like right around the time it was like the day before, and then we released about 10ish, roughly a little over a week later. So you were already, by the time the episode uploaded, you were already a few days into it, or at least a week or so. And I know it's been interesting. It's closer to like the structure of a 9 to 5. I trailed off because I don't want this goes up on YouTube parody. And now you're working in something that's a little more like you're working Monday to Friday. You have weekends off. Previously, you were working like that, but you were working remote.
Yeah.
And it was a little easier to keep up with your other things in life, because when you had downtime, you could just kind of do life like you were at home. You could do life things. So
the trade-off was late nights and not knowing
you guys would go late
and
things like that. And then obviously when you were freelance, it was kind of like, maybe I don't work next week.
Yeah.
But so I want to pass the baton over to you, and I want you to talk at us, because that's what we do here. We don't talk to you, we talk at you. I kind of drop doing talk at you. I guess I still do sometimes. Shout out Eli Drake, LA Knight. That's on my homage to him. I'm owning up to it. Sean Ricker, I'll own up to it. Julian. Oh, Julian. Seems to think that I'd like ripped him off without.
You're name dropping so many people.
That's the same person.
No, but I know, but there's so many just names. I mean,
Eli Drake / LA Knight / Sean Ricker.
But the way that you said that so fast.
Yeah, it's all of his
in
names.
The one span.
Yeah, it's an homage to him. It's like an homage, but because some people like, Julian would accuse me of ripping him off. No, I'm homaging him. He's one of the best on the mic.
It's not appropriation, it's appreciation.
Yeah, I really like the guy, so I did a little tip of the cap homage. I would tell anybody
he's funny.
He's a funny guy. Not Julian. We're talking about LA Knight. But I want you to talk to us about how you're not only, you can also speak to how you're balancing just life in general. But, there were creative things that you talked in the past about how like you and your friends play games together, and that's like a creative outlet for you because you guys, create stories, create connections, create characters, things like that, create worlds. How are you balancing now? Most of your creativity is going into doing work for others, which obviously is what the job of an editor is. But how are you balancing that with being able to do your own creative ventures? The floor is yours.
Let me talk at you. Let me talk it. I don't think I say it right. I shouldn't. Anyway, no, it's been very interesting to say the least For those who aren't aware, I'm in vertical content. Now I know off the rip that just sounds like I'm getting paid to edit TikToks, which is not the case. There's a new wave of quote unquote entertainment in terms of being vertical. So
I will interject, actually. There's a big push recently. Like, SAG is getting involved now. Like, SAGers saying if something is a certain amount, then, like, you can get SAG after actors.
Yeah.
I don't know all the details, but
it's funnily enough.
Vertical stuff is becoming, like, scripted vertical stuff is becoming a bigger thing.
Funnily enough, I'm pretty sure.
Quibi will be back.
It's funny you say that because I'm like 99% sure that some of the actors who are in this within the stuff that we do and that we work with have like contentionship within SAG, or like they're get like at a certain point. I think this actually is counting towards their like roster credits, which is
like
kind of
the
crazy.
Amount of hours they need,
which is crazy because like it's very cheesy. I'm essentially editing vertical like Fabio novels that have been adapted and shot. That's what this is. But it's nonetheless work is work, and there's always an audience for somebody.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be the person to yuck somebody's yum. I'm not gonna everybody's have their own interests, and that's cool. But boy, oh boy, is it cheesy to edit sometimes. It's a good time though. It's definitely a learning curve in the sense of it's not necessarily new to me within like editing wise, but different processes, which has been a very, very fun test for myself. I'm a kind of person who always likes, exercising my muscle in terms of editing and seeing what I can do and what I can't do and how I can achieve things and so on and so forth. So this has been kind of a nice detour of like a humbling detour, because when I first started this, I thought, oh, well, this is cookie cutter and it should be very simple to put together very short form content, and it's vertical and it should be easy. There's a script and there you go, and that's it. It is not that simple. Because of how short it is, you don't have your traditional like ebb and flows. You were going and hitting every single beat. Like it's like something's always happening because you only have so much time. It's, I think like one snippet, like one episode within like a 60-80 episode span for one story is like a minute and a half tops. So like it's literally like quick attention grabbing, like almost TikTok-esque like attention grabbing stuff, but it's narrative. So it's been a really interesting challenge to like take everything that I knew about editing and like narrative storytelling and just completely chuck it out the window and make everything be super short. But I do like it. It's been a really nice like change of pace with stuff, not to mention the fact that I get to actually like edit now, which is amazing, and that's fun. My coworkers are really, really cool. Hi guys. I don't know if you'd ever find this, but hi. And everybody's been like super helpful and stuff, and it's been really nice, and I'm actually having a very nice time having a commute and like being a part of a functioning like mini society of being in office. It's funny to say.
I like interacting with people.
Well, no, but like I mean, even still, I really don't. Like I do, but I don't, because I'm in a room full of other hermits who are all just like a bunch of nerds and stuff. But like it's different for sure. And I was a little nervous my first week. Garrett can attest to this. I looked like a little kid going to school with my backpack and my new lunch pail. And I was nervous because I thought, man, I don't think I'm going to make any friends. And maybe it's going to be too hard and I don't know what to expect for my first day. And that was not the case. It was actually very fun and everybody was very nice. I got to see my new last name on a bunch of stuff, which was also just as fun because I had fun little girly giggles at my desk seeing my new last name on things. My team that I work with on a daily basis for projects and stuff were awesome. The very first thing that they said to me before even introducing themselves was asking if I had brought lunch that day because they wanted to order DoorDash and it was cheaper to order as a group. So we've all been very cool since, and they're very helpful, and everybody's very nice. I think my favorite part thus far, being a month in, the culture here is insanely different from working within studio-esque editing, if that makes so. Like, working with stuff for like Paramount, Hulu, Disney Plus, like actual like big studios. It's not so much that yeah, you have coworkers and you're all working on something together, but at the end of the day, if Todd can make a quick edit that is maybe going to get him bumped up to a junior editor next month or whatever, next quarter, he's going to do that rather than, well, hey, let me hang back and do all this stuff with you guys. You know what I mean? Like, this is very collaborative. It's not, you know, what you would typically see of like, it's I'm doing this for me and nobody else and I'm climbing my own ladder versus, well, okay, like it's a big enough ladder and we can all climb it. Like it's a very uplifting and collaborative space where we all know like we're doing this thing and we can do it all together. And if somebody's not pulling their weight, people are not just going to, you know, they're not going to talk behind your back. Oh, this guy is lazy and da-da-da. They're going to uplift you. They're going to be like, okay, well, why aren't you pulling your weight? Like, they are really cool about, like, figuring out, like, the best ways to do things for a group of people, which is really cool. And it's, like, very, very supportive. Because I can be a nervous Nelly sometimes with stuff. And I could be very anxious and overthink, like, oh, what if I'm not good enough? And, oh, what if, you know, I can't adapt or whatever and da-da-da. My coworkers have been really, really cool about, like, quality checking for me before it reaches our senior lead, who will, like, obviously do the final, like, quality check. But, like, and they're super supportive because I'll show them something like, hey, does this look about right, like, for what we're trying to go for? And they're like, oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so awesome. Like, I did a training exercise. They have exercise packages for you to do because their editing style is very unique. So it takes a second, especially if you're a freelancer who's coming from a more narrative, traditional narrative background. So they give you exercises and training to do. And one of them was, they called it a, is it a tavern argument? What did they say? Oh, a banquet hall scene. So it's multiple people arguing one person. So you're dealing with like constant cutting to different people while still making it about the protagonist. Which was so hard, but it was so, and then there was also like action in it too. Like people were like, there was like mini fight scenes in it too, where like there was a slap or a punch or like whatever. So it was all about timing. And I, you know, humble brag, I love editing fight stuff because it's very satisfying when you can make the right cuts perfectly to where if I swing and you react, it definitely looks like I hit you. And then on top of that, you put a juicy sound effect on there and it's really believable. But no, like
juicy sound.
Some of them are kind of grody. Some of them are very like, like it's very like, ew, you know.
Oh, don't worry. There's a lot of fighting in Crusades of the Nexus.
Yeah. I mean,
and redacted audio series related to Crusades of the Nexus.
Well, even like prime example, you've seen or heard it firsthand. Like, no spoilers, but there is a part where there's somebody gets tossed. And bones break because of just the sheer force of being tossed. And it can sound like you'd have to use your imagination of like, okay, well, if this is the action. Yeah. And you gotta
some early stuff.
Yeah. But it's
if you can't see it, it can be darker.
Yeah.
You can make it grosser.
But yeah, no, it's a change. A lot of it overall, it's good, but it's a big change. It's a very different editing style. It's a very different everyday style of not being able to just wake up and then roll over to my desk in my pajamas and do my job. I actually have to remember how to dress myself nowadays and make myself food because I don't get to just like stroll into my kitchen anymore and then like scratch my head and figure out what I need. I like actually have to be, and I know it's like, well, yeah, that's what you have to do as a functioning that back in my day. I understand.
Yeah, I mean, you've been working remote on and off for 3 years now.
Well, I've only ever worked remote.
Yeah.
I mean,
specifically,
remote or hybrid, but,
I mean, saying specifically related to editing stuff.
Well, yeah. I entered our industry remote, and then it was somewhat hybrid, but we were basically still remote, like most days. But this is my first time where I am like fully in the office, participating in a culture and work thing. But it's good. It is a bit harder though because of just logical circumstances of distance. Both of us are pretty far from our jobs in terms of where we live.
Yeah.
Minimum an hour's drive on a good day. That kind of takes the wind out of your sails some days. The mornings are, fine. I listen to a podcast, and by the time the podcast is over, I'm at work. But coming home has been tough because when your brain's mush and you've been staring at a screen all day and you just want to lay on your couch, you got to hold out for like an hour plus, depending, which kind of sucks. But like that is obviously a circumstantial thing that could change. Or that will change, I should say, in the future. But it because of that, and then also just like going from one computer screen to the next, I haven't really been on my own personal computer very much lately, because I'm adjusting to things, and my schedule is changing, so I'm adapting to that, of just like how my new normal is.
Yeah.
And my friends have been cool about it, and like they understand it sucks, but like it's what it is, like we all have to pay taxes and do things and grow up and be adults, and some it is what it is. But the moments that I do have, like obviously like we still get to like hang out and play games, but I don't think it's been anything in that sense of like having that creative outlet. Another thing that I want to do is work on Nexus stuff, but then it's again coming home from being in Premiere in one thing and then being in Premiere for a completely different thing. It is a bit challenging to kind of switch those gears from the audio visual to strictly audio, and then knowing it's two completely different things and two completely different styles and genres and so on and so forth. So it things get a little muddied, and sometimes my brain short circuits of just like the thought of like, okay, now we're going to this, and like now we don't have to do the work stuff, but now we could just do this. But sometimes like just thinking about trying to have that switch is exhausting. Needless to say, as much fun as I'm having and as grateful as I am for having a job and doing all these things, I am very tired. I'm very tired all the time because it is taxing. And I'm going to sound very LA for a moment, but someone who is a bit more empathetic myself, I'm an empath. When you're... Empath. But seriously, like when you're watching people go through emotions all day, it is very draining, and I didn't realize that was a thing before, because this is really my first time plunging into narrative work, like fully. So I didn't know that was something that can happen, where you're watching a very intense argument scene. Yeah. Next thing I know, I'm walking around super irritated at my office because I've just heard Betty and Joe arguing for like 20 minutes straight and trying to find the right angles of their divorce playing out. Like, it's the weird... But then it's like...
Suppose.
Well, yeah, I don't know. But like, or like coming home, I'm just like super down because that like... very dark, but like... somebody's dying of cancer. It's like, oh, that's so sad. And it's like, just like, oh, so it's very like, and amongst that, and sometimes it's very like, oh, that was such a cute story, and oh, I'm so in love, and I'm like, oh, I'm married, I'm so in love, like, it's, but I just never realized how like emotionally a toll gets taken, which adds to the exhaustedness. So but yeah, I'm having a good time. I think I got a bunch of tchotchkes on my desk.
So would you say that you are trying to find that balance between the creativity that you do at work, like the creation you do at work, the storytelling you do at work, and your own personal creativity and storytelling. You're trying to find that balance.
Oh, absolutely. Because even though I'm the one who's doing it at work, it's not my creativity.
Yeah.
We all follow a formula, if you will, at work, because that's just how it works for the platform, versus my own way of doing stuff and my own way of having things play out creatively would be editing Nexus or playing stuff with my friends or something. Like, we just
sift through all those hours of Campbell Russell Troutman just screaming
at me, by the way, by name, is saying,
let me tell you, folks, if we get a blooper reel for Crusades, it'll be a lot of people flubbing lines and also directly calling out Emily, knowing that she's the editor.
It's like
a lot of burping too.
A lot of It's like
I won't say who.
It's like the
that's behind the paywall.
I was say it's like when on the Quentin Tarantino movies, when Sally would still be, when she, God rest her soul, when she was an editor for him still, every single person after a take, hi Sally, hi Sally. That's what I feel, but it's such a negative thing because it's like, that's for Emily, and it's like, what? No, don't scream at me. I'm small and tired. Don't scream at me. I just had to listen to whatever this monster thing is for like an hour. Don't scream at me. But it's very different. It's very, very different. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to find that balance anytime soon until our geographical, those are rocks.
Yeah.
Can you tell that we're doing this after work one day? Our geographical situation changes. I truly do think that it'll be much better coming home at 6:30 and then and getting home at like 6:45, 7 o'clock versus leaving at 6:30 and getting home at 8 and hoping to get home at 8.
Sign up for that Patreon.
Please.
I'm kidding. You don't ever have to.
I mean, you don't have to, but if you want to.
If you want to,
be cool.
You're more than welcome to.
Pay our rent. I said, just pay our rent.
Another tier will eventually be coming. That will, where more of our scripted stuff will be. I'm trying to. Again, we're open to suggestions of how to spruce up the Patreon. What do you want?
You want cookies? I make good cookies.
I'm seeing if I can pull someone out of podcast retirement. Maybe have a podcast exclusive to the paywall.
Wow.
I may have done a mock-up of a logo that I was going to send to him, and we'll see.
The mystery. I want to know. For $2, let me know.
If the people want it, if I see some people sign, if we get 10 paid members, maybe I'll see if I can make this thing a possibility. If I'll reach out to this man and see if we can make it a possibility. So that's a little goal. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen, but if we get 10 paid, I can show him that
it's the opportunity.
I will maybe reveal at that point who the person is.
It's the promise of opportunity.
Even if you don't know who the person is, it's intriguing. Maybe I'll dig up old audio of he and I on a podcast we used to do.
What?
I'll dig it up and I'll play it for you as a if we get 10 paid, I'll dig up an old podcast episode to show you what this thing could be.
You sound like a streamer.
That's the name of the game.
If you do this, 10 gifted subs.
If we get 10 paid members, I'm specifying because I am okay if there being free members on the Patreon as well. Julian, he's the first. He was the first member. He's we do have a free tier. Everything that goes out to the public is posted there as well.
Who doesn't like free?
And it's basically just like a way to get all your stuff in like one feed. Like if you want to, if you have, I think there's a Patreon app, but if you want to use the desktop, if you want to go on your your phone's browser, like it's just all there in one place. It's like one, you can get an audio feed that just has everything. So like when we're making Crusades, oh my lord, there's a possessed water bottle.
I have a Walla water bottle, and it has the thing where you push it and it unlocks it. Well, that's what it is though, because there's
we're
no
not sponsored.
Not sponsored,
but we can be.
It just flung open.
Yeah, no,
it's spooky time.
That was eerie. That's a sign.
It's a sign for you to join the Patreon.
It's time for you. Yeah, that's someone from beyond is trying to tell you the realm beyond. Ooh, teaser. Little teasy tease. If you don't know for what. But I think that's going to do it. Like I said, we're going to do a little shorter, a little more low key. But I think there's a lot of value you could get out of this episode.
I would say so.
I thought that you gave a really great discussion or not discussion, but
I had a good-
monologue.
I had a good
no,
yap.
I thought you had a good.
I had a good ramble.
I thought there was a lot people could pull from that. For mine, you can pull that we're going to get this Steven Soderbergh, Adam Driver, Hunt for Ben Solo made. Let your local politicians know you want this movie.
Right to your local
Sign petitions,
directors.
hashtag everything. The Hunt for Ben Solo film. Hashtag it, put it out there.
Hashtag
We're doing
Solo
this.
Sodi.
If any person listening to this is any kind of interviewer, a reporter in the film space, if Adam Driver is on the press tour for a movie, you ask him, Adam, what do we have to do to get this movie made? I know you said that you feel like it's not happening, so that's why you're okay publicly talking about it. Write to Bob Iger, tell him you want this movie.
At Bob Iger, at TMZ, at
I'm a
Disney.
filmmaker, and this is a film I very much want to see.
I'd be down.
From an actor I think the world of, and a director that I'm becoming more and more of a fan of every day.
More and more, you mean more?
Exactly.
Oh,
Please.
Mr. Driver.
I want The Hunt for Ben Solo.
Good soup.
Good soup, indeed. But that's going to do it for this week's edition of Not Just A Guy. You can find us on TikTok and Instagram at Not Just A Guy Pod. Down in the description, there's a link to the Patreon, the Bachelor Class Patreon. That was what our entity is. So all Bachelor Class stuff, Not Just A Guy Crusades of the Nexus. Stuff I've done in conjunction with Geekscape. And maybe some other projects that are coming up. We'll see. If you support the Patreon, maybe we can get more things made. But it's not always on you. It's not all on you. Okay, we're still getting this well and good.
Hi, Doug. Any last words, Fitzy? Godspeed.
All right. I have been your host, Not Just A Guy, the guy, Garrett Briones, joined by my co-host, Emily Briones.
Hi.
And we will talk at you next time.
Bye.
This has been a Bachelor Class production, hosted by Garrett Briones, edited by Emily Cunningham, music provided by Stephen Cruz. For more information, follow us at Bachelor Class.